It's fine. I mean, I have both pulled up. Honestly, the reason why I would
Thank you.
reference the skill keeper to see like the score difference, because like I was saying, like the difference between Ketson and Cairo is like 30 points shy of 1,000. So that's kind of a
Yeah.
notable thing.
I don't know. I just don't fuck with the point system very much because it's kind of weird because of how the skill keeper program is sometimes. I can
Yeah.
see,
But it's
I can
actually
see
still,
why
like,
people would value it. I just personally,
I mean, I don't
Hold
think
on.
it's like it's not what you should value the most, but it's definitely like a
yeah,
secondary like point of reference.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
no,
like once again, like I think it's excellent for seeding, but I don't think it's good for specifically like power rankings.
Walked out.
yeah, that's understandable.
I look everywhere.
I know. I look too.
Damn.
I'll help you, Lagoni.
Yeah, we got you, dog.
There we
Just,
go.
just Joe, pull out your squad of white people. We'll find it, dog.
That's
Damn,
crazy.
it is, mate.
I'm muting myself because the dog's mad.
Damn.
You could just activate like push to talk or something.
You look like a
I'm
push
on
to talk,
my-
Ludo.
All right, so I guess I'm taking more of like a backhand approach to this. So I'm not normally
You're gay,
like, used
shut
to
up.
that. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, there are a couple things I do want to say before you guys get started. So first off, like, one of the biggest things that we typically do, which I think should be held here, is like when you have a significantly larger like win-loss spread against someone. So I'm looking for like an example. Okay. So like for Kasey's like 4-1 against Kid Carlton, it's essentially the same as a 2-1. Like it just means like it's an overwhelming dominant lead. So just treat it as such. Don't give like an ancillary amount of extra points for somebody just because they've beaten the same guy multiple times more.
Yeah, I think
Like
being,
it's already.
I don't think that
It's already.
I don't necessarily think that 2 is a break-even point, but I'd say like after 3 it doesn't matter.
I think we actually used it at 3.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think after
Yeah,
3 wins, it's like yeah, we
was-
get
I
it.
think 3 is better.
I
Yeah.
believe that too. Yeah, because 2-1. I mean, that just means that.
There's like slightly winning, and then like obviously
Yeah.
winning. You look
Yeah,
at it.
yeah,
And then there's the just rubbing it in phase.
Yeah.
yeah.
The next thing is, while wins are the most important, losses are still relevant. So keep them in mind, but don't weigh them as highly as wins. Wins are definitely like higher wins are more important than lower losses. The next thing
So what
is
you're saying
this
is
I think-
Sinulus for honorable mention.
I think one of the biggest things that's most important is like when you're looking at a power rankings, like the way that it's intended to be is like if these X number of players were to compete in a tournament, right? Like where would they most like theoretically place? You know, first would be first, second would be second, that order kind of thing. So it's not so like that's kind of the way you need to be viewing it. And then finally, out of town wins matter. It's up to you guys' discretion on how much you want to value them. I personally think sometimes they're very important, sometimes they're insignificant, but you know it's up to for you guys to decide. If you have any
Yeah,
questions on like the value of an out of town win, I'm more than happy to.
Yeah,
to
like if
assist
you
on
need to
that
know
if you
who
need it.
anyone is or where they're ranked, I'm pretty sure I have who everyone is and where they're ranked in terms of the out of things.
Implying I'm not here to know that information, though.
Well, I
Oh,
mean,
that's
some of
true.
these
Quest is a god.
wins are not Middle Tennessee though. We've got some Arkansas. We've got
No,
some.
Quest is actually genius. Like he knows more than I do.
No, I mean I'm sure, dude. Like, well, I didn't mean it like that, but no, for sure.
Yeah. No, I get you. I mean, there's some that are like
That's
still.
like
It's harder to wait. I mean, just because there's no I mean, that's almost a completely different issue from this entirety. Like, it's a matter of like, how would you rank like Pip's win over Goblin? Like, is it better or worse than Doctor beating Kip? Because we don't know. Because like Central
like,
Florida and Alabama is not a thing.
I mean, you can also consider them as like close together or something like that. Like once again, it's like it's up to you guys' discretion. Like you don't have to decide whether the win is more important or not. Sometimes just having that win can.
Yeah.
Like you can usually generally place an idea on what area they're supposed to.
All right.
And then finally, I can't fucking remember. As I was gonna say, because like Goblin specifically, Doctor B, and then Tron might be players that you guys aren't familiar with. So
Doctor B is number 1 Springfield,
heard of
Missouri. Goblin's number 8 Central Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, and then DJ Soundwaves. The issue with DJ Soundwaves is they don't really have a PR out in like Middle Mississippi or some shit like that.
I
Yeah,
thought
they
he
have
was
like a
four-
like
I thought he
Mississippi
was
State
four in
University PR.
Yeah,
They
He's
what?
like
I thought he
four.
was.
Okay, so they do have a PR now. That's cool.
Well, I mean, I don't know how long they've had it because like they had it around Tupelo. Like that's how I found out like about a lot of the people because it was like Jake and then Saint. I know was in the top three, and then it was Jake, Jenkins, and Saint, and then DJ Soundwaves. I think.
Okay. All right, and then finally, Tron is number 3 in Rhode Island at the moment, which is the region where Pug West is number 1 and Craftus is number 2.
He was also ranked in Arkansas at one point.
That was a
Yeah.
good while ago, though.
It was a good. Oh well, whatever. He's 3 in Rhode Island now.
Yeah, which I think is pretty important. Nudge, nudge. Anyway.
Shut up.
Yeah, I kind of
think
figured
that's
this whole
about
out
it.
of town thing was just you trying to fluff yourself up.
I mean, considering I typically play better and out of town than most of our other players because I'm a better player.
Yeah,
than
no.
most of them.
When I looked at it though, I was looking at like fights of spring, and I was like, "What the fuck? Why did like, bro? You actually beat people there? I was like, what the fuck?"
I mean, I also beat people that beat like Pip and Kasey. I know.
Okay, Pip choked at that tournament. Shut up.
I don't care if he choked. I still beat someone that beat him. And it
Yeah,
was
Did we
well,
miss out a?
What
Did
happened?
we forget a tournament on this sheet?
What tournament? You-
SFS 68.
Okay, hold up. I can find that out easy. Did you attend that tournament, Mage Breaker?
Yes, I did.
Who else would have attended that
Are
tournament?
you looking at your tofu win?
That and then Mim lost to me that tournament too.
Hold up, one sec. It should be,
I
but I'm gonna.
don't see it on the data sheet here, actually.
Okay.
Are y'all
Is
looking at a spreadsheet right now?
No, I'm looking at the actual skill. Hold up.
Oh, okay.
It's a quick fix if it's not Mage Breaker. Give me a sec. Huh.
Alright, so pro tip for next time, since we haven't done it yet, and I'm not doing this shit next time, so it'll be better for whoever does end up taking it over, which is going to be one of you guys most likely.
Yeah, not me.
Um,
I'll be in Japan. But
What
Cool,
we probably
Rich.
want to do is still keep a list of all the tournaments that have occurred. That way, when it reaches this point, we can go ahead and back check. Because I think we've had it happen once or twice where we were unsure about whether we missed a tournament or not.
yeah, good catch on that Mage Breaker, by the way.
Yeah, cause like KC has a win over Datshine at this tournament too, I think, and Cairo also beat KC at this tournament.
Nice. Just 1 second. That must
Oh,
have been a
so
week
good.
that I wasn't. Fucking shit.
That may have actually been a big deal because I'm looking at that kind of stuff, and then it's just like how I don't know. I feel like that was stuff that was important since like right now, currently Cairo has an 0-2 record against Carlton, and if he actually beat him at that tournament,
That could
that's
help.
you know, a little better for him.
I don't
And
think it
then I know
affects the
you
placement,
just-
though.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't think it would have. It's not going to greatly affect anybody in terms of placement, but like it'll affect certain head-to-heads, and I don't know. I feel like, well, I don't know what all happened in that tournament.
Having all the
I just heard-
data is still better than not
Yeah.
having.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hold up. 1 sec. It'll take me like a second to up this. Here.
Are you still naming the tournaments in the Skullkeeper alert?
Yeah. That's how I know whether we have it or not. You said 68, right, Mage Breaker?
Yeah, I linked it in the Discord.
Okay. Nah, I don't need that. I can just pull it up in Skillkeeper. It's actually whack as fuck, dude.
Let's go.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the actual Google Doc, and it has Mem 1.0 on Magebreaker, so we're definitely missing it.
And then also, that gives Datshine a win on Mim too.
Eh.
Series 0-1.
Okay.
If that ends up mattering. That could also affect players that might only have, there might be like under tournaments or right at tournaments, or, so that could alter like the HM area.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna hit the HM area because like HGHX lost to my brother that day, so that'll give him a lower loss and stuff like that.
Oh, I totally forgot something. I'm trying to look now to see if I have it. So the way that Skillkeeper works is it ranks people based on the current season that we have, right?
Yeah.
There are occasionally players that don't attend as often, but we still can rank higher than just like a random fucking like low level win that somebody got. And so the ones that come to mind are Big Ox, and I think Rython came to a tournament this season, and
Yeah.
and S-Mod. So all of those
Now,
players
what do
should be considered a little bit higher than what they're at. And once again, if you need like a projection point, I can let you know.
That's not ass. He
That's-
sucks.
I would say it's-
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, how did you want to weigh them since they literally only came to one and then never?
Yeah, I was about to say I don't think we count them at all. Or like, well, I mean,
wouldn't
for,
count
like,
them at all. Like,
if you lose to them, it doesn't take much off of you. I think. Like we don't really.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing.
Yo,
I mean,
It's
that's
totally
the same with
understandable.
every other loss. Is it doesn't take much off of you, especially
Well-
if they're not in contention for a spot.
I
Like,
mean,
if some random out of towner comes and wins an SFS, it doesn't hurt anybody.
I mean, like if you lose to like fucking Kingpin, it's different than losing to Big Ox. Is what I'm saying.
right?
yeah.
So why wouldn't the inverse be
overall,
true?
like overall, it would be less of a loss. But like skill keeper wise, everybody started at 0, so it don't affect as much since they only came to that one turn.
And for skill keeper, that's correct.
Yeah. So I was like, when I made my list, I wasn't thinking like I was thinking kind of like that, like Rython come and beat one person or whatever, and he never showed up again. I didn't weigh his loss that heavy because he was inactive.
I mean that's
That's
one way
how
to
I
look at it. But like I would consider it. Once again, you guys do what you want to do. I would consider it similar to when Doctor would only come out to 1 or 2 tournaments a month. Like when he had that like first loss to like Makiba's, I think. Like that was still really important for us, even though he wasn't coming out consistently. We still had an idea that he was a very strong player.
Can someone link the skill keeper in the Discord?
Do you have the skill keeper app downloaded? Because that's the only way you're going to be able to use it.
Oh shit, nope.
Hold up.
Got him.
It's not conveniently exported to Google Docs.
I mean, that's up to whoever has it, but that's what I would suggest doing, would be making a second doc and then comparing all of the current matches on that doc with pretty much all the info you already have on this doc.
Shit is not doing what I wanted. It's making me angry. Hold up. Okay, so I bake. Go right.
So this actually puts Pip Cassay at 10-8 Pip's favor.
Whacked out. It won't show me history for anything. So I can't fucking see if any. God. Actually mad as hell right now.
Don't be mad. Get glad.
Bro, it's so hard to get glad.
I disagree. It's very easy to get glad.
It's hard to get glad when this shit is like actually
was
not
that?
working for me anymore. Hold up, I'm gonna have to.
Do we need a quest pulling channel in here like Pip's channel in the Level Up Discord?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Do we need a vaping channel in this Discord like Pip has in the Level Up one?
Oh my god.
Okay. Now I might be able to fix it, maybe. I had to do this in a really stupid roundabout way.
I don't know if any of you guys saw, but Ketson just posted a minute
I see
ago
that.
saying
Yeah, I saw it.
his prediction. We should just make that the PR. Call it a day.
I mean, it just randomly completely misses Cairo.
Exactly. That's what I was.
I think he might assume that Cairo doesn't have enough attendance.
That's funny.
Like,
Yeah,
that'd
probably.
be my best.
Should I just post 6 Cairo on there?
You could.
Did he post it in like?
He just posted Memphis Smash.
Oh,
Pop the fireworks outside. It ain't even 10 midnight yet.
That ain't-
Damn, Cairo
ain't
beat me
done
to
that.
it.
Like,
Dude, you can't stop the freedom. Okay.
blah blah. They've been popping all week. But so we're going based off of 6 tournaments. You say?
That is up to you guys. I think
I
it should
thought-
still be 5, but you guys are welcome to make it 6.
I
Okay,
thought
I
it
made my
was
list on 5
5.
though.
Yeah, I too thought it was 5. Ketson
Five-
might not
five-
qualify
five
if it's
is-
5.
5 is what was said last season. I did not make an announcement this season on what the requirements are. But
Yeah,
so
that's
if you
why I
guys
thought it
feel like
should say
so strongly that it needs to be 6, it can be. But I would suggest 5.
Wait, does that mean that we can intentionally exclude people for fun because we don't like them?
Yo,
Wrong place
yes.
for that.
You know what's great, Zan, is I knew that these were the kind of questions that you were going to ask, and that's why I thought it was hilarious when so many people voted for being partisan.
Yo, let's get rid of all the Yoshi mains. Just count their data.
Whoa. Oh shoot, man.
Honestly,
all the Yoshi mains are black.
I kind of like having IJ like permanently at number 10 on his own little island,
Right?
quarantined from the rest of us.
Okay.
I mean, we used to have Sapphiro in HM Land.
I miss Sapphiro in HM Land.
Okay, hold up. I'm about to fix. About to be fixed for good. And if it's not, I'm gonna be pissed.
It's
Alright.
probably not gonna be fixed.
You know, Magebreaker, the world hates me, so probably not. Like, my life. Okay, here is SFS. See if it actually. Okay, and then 68. Before I click this again, correct tournament. Yes.
Yes.
Dude, I've got to download Minesweeper on Windows 10. That's garbage.
Why are you playing Minesweeper?
Also, I think it's funny how I would generally seed Ludo higher than Cairo, but Cairo does have more in-city wins.
This season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Despite them both having similarly ghostly appearances.
I only think there was one tournament where we actually both went to the same event. Actually, no, I think every tournament this season we didn't hit each other. Because that would have been a very convenient win for me to have.
Indeed. Remember that time we were going to practice on Tuesdays and then we just never did?
You guys decided to stop being fat and it was a bad time to do that.
Unfortunate.
That's alright. Me and Xander about to practice on Tuesdays.
Do you know how good my punish game is going to get, Ludo? Nothing else, just punish game.
I fucking hate you.
Don't worry, dude. It's why I play Rivals of Aether with Memphis people so much.
Hey Zane, you want to come over here and play Smash after we finish with
Sure.
this? Alright.
No,
Can
fuck
Pip come?
you.
Sure.
Yo,
Guys
fuck
living
you.
in the
I'm actually the one going to get Pip. Y'all can suck my
Hey,
dick.
Ludo, can Pip come?
Yeah.
Hey, Lyric, can you bring Pip? I'll take him home for you, don't worry.
I mean, now wait. If I'm invited,
I'll take him home for you, don't worry.
Yeah, I'm dead ass off work tomorrow, so y'all can come over if you want.
It's fucking Wednesday tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. It's 4th of
After-
July, so I'm off work.
after SFS, we can go.
SFS tomorrow?
Okay.
The 4th of July
I
isn't
can't
enough
go
to stop me.
Okay. I'm fixing the records in the spreadsheet, and then we should be good to go. Based off the missing.
Wow, are we
tournament,
actually
I'm
going to get
fixing
started
that.
in under an hour before the scheduled time?
We've always been started before this, but it always
Yeah.
gets super long after.
Yeah, no, that was my beef for fucking up.
It happens.
Dude, I'm
Yeah.
glad that I remembered. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, good job. This was why I'm glad we got you instead of Ataraxia. I was actually just trying to have as many Game & Watch players on the panel as possible.
I
I mean, to be fair, one's definitely more than the average.
Hey, Oni counts, he played Brawl.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, y'all can start talking because I've already put in Kasei and Pips. So number
Alright.
one should
Yeah,
be...
you can just go for the top.
Alright, Pip, Kasei, Doctor, how do we do
last,
this?
Last thing, real quick. So the way that I believe works well is you're going to compare the first two, and then whoever ends up getting like second here, you're going to compare the third person to them. If they beat that person, then you'll compare them to the first. That way we don't potentially miss anybody and we get as accurate as possible.
Yeah.
All right, have at it, guys.
Okay. Pip Kasei, I actually looked at this. And honestly, the new results only make it more determined for me. I vote Pip over Kasei easy. Like,
I think that's fair. I think the only thing that Kasei has is a better record on Maki.
yeah.
But then Pip balances out with... Well, it's the same on Doctor, but at the same time, I think 2-4 is better than 1-2. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
I'd call it the same, but I also look at the record on Ketsun.
Yeah, the Ketsun thing is... Like, I think Ketsun balances out Maki.
Yeah.
And then Pip has better records on basically everyone else down the line. I guess not Tofu, but...
Yeah.
Oh, I just retarded you guys. Don't worry about it, though. I just fixed it. But yeah, is that pretty much like the consensus for that?
I mean, yeah, definitely. I would say Pip over Kase. With what I had gathered, I mean, Pip only has a losing record to Doctor, and he has a tied record with Maki, winning over everyone else. And only has 2 losses outside of the top 5, and that's to Cairo and Tofu. And then we have Kase, who has losing records to Doctor and Pip and Ketson, has a tied record with Cairo, and also 2 losses outside of the top 5 to Cairo and Casey. So basically, Kase has more losing records, a worse tied record with another player, and I mean they both have the same amount of losing records as people who aren't like top 5 this season. But I think that's not as big a deal since it's like both of them have a loss to Cairo.
They also both have a shitload of attendance.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's probably one of the easier ones to do just because they both beat each other up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So then, Kasei versus Doctor?
See, this one's harder to call.
So, the thing I was curious about earlier.
Somewhere.
Okay, hold up.
Oh, yeah. The fireworks had started near me. Actually, I'll just do it in the Discord channel.
I also have it written at the bottom of the spreadsheet, no worries.
Okay, that's fine.
I have, like, next to what I thought. When I was hashing out what I thought would be the top 6.
Gotcha. Anyway, so my thing about Doctor, how many tournaments did he go to? 5? Like, counting monthlies, I guess, is 2.
Hold up.
I don't like that shit.
I think he, like, barely...
Yeah.
I thought he only went to 3... I thought he just went to Holy Sheik monthlies.
Yeah, he went to Holy Sheik, and he traveled. That was it.
So yeah, just he went 3 monthlies?
Yeah.
Because his out-of-town wins were from Fights of Spring and Summer Bash, and then he had the 3 Holy Sheik.
He also went to Tupelo.
Definitely better out-of-town than Kasei, for however much we're weighing that. Mm-hmm. But, like, the thing is that Doctor won 2 out of 3 of those Holy Sheiks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got 3rd at the other one. Which of the 2 that Doctor won? I think Kase got 2nd at the first one Doctor won, and at the second one Kase got like 5th because she lost to Ketson.
Yeah.
So let's see. Pip results. Doctor has the edge on Pip. It's fair enough to say, I guess.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, like I don't know how you guys want to do it because it's like I know Pip has a lot more attendance than Doctor, and it's like it's just a weird scenario since Doctor literally went to the bare minimum, and that always sucks. But like considering Doctor has no losing records and only 1 loss outside of the top like 5, unfortunately he has a
really
worse
bad
loss than Pip or Kase. But it's also like, even though it is a bad loss, I mean, consider the fact that Zero lost to Prince Ramen at CEO and was still number 1 on the PTR. So it was like, of course, that's a far-fetched comparison, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The
like,
thing is that I don't think that Doctor's results are, like, above and away better enough than Pip's to where he should just
well, I mean, yeah, it's
anyway.
because Pip still
What
wins.
are we talking about for number 2?
So much.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess for number 2, I would say usually I would argue for number 1, but I feel like Pip does just good enough that I think he could outclass. He could still be above him.
Okay, so in pure, like, for number 2, I think Doctor edges out. As for number 1, I don't think he does, because I think if we look at it, in town, Doctor has some winning records on the top 3, up pretty much. He has that weird loss to Zenulus. So if we look at out of town even, Pip has traveled a lot more than he has while also attending more in town.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And has stacked up wins while doing it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm going to throw this out there for next season. I don't fucking like this monthlies counting for 2 thing.
Yeah, no, I think
that shit needs to go. Because, like, I do not.
We get data like this.
I do not like this shit for Doctor.
No,
I just want to remind you guys that this was a community decision that I originally did not agree with.
Yeah, no,
So
this
just so we're sure.
Shit, I never liked it either, but at the same time, I probably didn't vocalize that too much because I run the fucking weekly.
Yeah, no,
And
we'll
you didn't
talk.
care.
Also
We'll talk
that.
about this more once the PR is
That's
done,
fair.
but that's probably out the window.
But yeah, like,
It's out the window in my
I think that
opinion,
makes it
because it's like,
a lot harder to compare Kasei and Doctor. Because, like,
well, yeah, 'cause, like, we're also gonna have this problem when we get to IJ. We're working on number 10 in HM.
yeah.
Because
I
IJ
mean-
also only attended 3 tournaments.
Fucking IJ.
Yeah. With how Middle Tennessee does stuff, it's like we don't count, like we count regionals or monthlies or whatever as only one event. However, they do kind of weigh more than a weekly. Like obviously, if you go off at a regional, it's better than getting third at a 14-man weekly. So,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it still only counts as one event because you're still dedicating just the one day to go to the event or whatever. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't know if I'll be on future panels or not, but I think that having monthlies not count for 2 would probably be the best scenario.
Yeah, no. 100% agree, but right now, Kasei Doctor. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I vote Doctor. That's my vote.
Doctor over who? Fifth?
Kasei.
Kasei.
well,
We're not looking at Pip yet, but
I think we all kind of like counted out the Pip thing already.
yeah.
Yeah.
You guys went ahead and discussed Doctor versus Pip already, so I
Yeah.
think we're all clear on that.
I think we've agreed there. Because, like, I don't know. If Doctor had more results, boy lost to Zenuous. Who the fuck else could he lose to?
me? I don't know.
Yo, he almost lost to me.
Literally, he's I don't know. Doctor just does stuff sometimes.
Yeah, low
Yeah.
key, like,
Winners bracket Doctor and losers bracket Doctor are 2 different players.
that was in, yeah.
I mean, like right after he lost to Zenulus, he nearly lost like the next 3 sets he played respectively in losers.
Yeah, no, that guy's weird. But so are we essentially agreed on Pip Doctor Kasei? For 1, 2, 3?
I mean, I'm fine with that because, like I was saying, Doctor has winning records on literally everybody. Granted, it's just like a 1-0 over Ketson. Bukase has a losing record to Ketson of 1-3, and they both have winning records over Maki, even though Kase's is bigger. But again, we already just established that doesn't matter unless like one of them is like, I don't know. It's still a big enough ratio. Actually, in fact, Doctor's ratio would be better because it'd be a 75% win rate, while Kase's would only be wait, how does that work? I don't know.
No, Kase isn't. Like if you're going off that argument, Kase's would be like
66, yeah.
Kase's is a 66% win rate, and Doctor's is a 75% win rate over
There
Maki. And then Doctor has a winning record over Pip. Doctor outplaced Kase at
Sounding like
every event they were
yeah,
both
I
at.
think Doctor second as well.
Yeah, I'll put
Yeah.
Doctor second.
Yeah, plus Doctor's like every regional Doctor went to this season, he
Did work.
I think the lowest he got was 4th,
Yeah, he got 4th at Tupelo,
and then he got
which I
third
mean,
at Fight.
getting 4th at like a 70-man tournament. Oh
Yeah.
no, so which I mean, if you want to compare out-of-state tournaments too, we
Oh,
can
wait,
consider
actually-
the fact that Kase got 13th at fights, while Doctor got 3rd.
I forgot the Doctor also beat Underbred at Tupelo.
Yeah, Doctor also has a
Yeah.
shitload of good out-of-town wins, and Kasei does
Yeah.
not.
And I'd say here, like the out-of-town wins for Doctor and Pip are like equally impressive if Doctors aren't a little bit better. But attendance is a thing here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why that's the big reason that I put Doctor over Pip in this case is because of Pip's like overwhelming attendance. Pip absolutely like just demolishes the attendance.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather punish for lack of attendance than punish for over attendance. If
Yeah.
that's what you're.
Oh, of course.
arguing.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
getting at.
totally.
I mean, it's so much easier to compare whenever there's only like maybe like let's say Doctor has 6 like attendance points or whatever because he went to 3 monthlies or whatever. But then considering like Pip has probably gone to like what, like 20 something events probably. Like that's so glaring in comparison to Doctor. Like if they were like somewhat closer, like if Doctor had like 6 attendance points and Pip had like 11, then I could see putting Doctor above Pip. But I think with Pip having gone to so much and still withholding like
Just
such
not dropping
a winning
anything.
record over everyone,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then we have this bullshit right here. What the fuck is this?
Alright. So now we're looking at Kasei versus Makibaz.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say Kase probably has it over Maki. So Maki,
Is
You know,
this
has the
including
losing-
the events from Arkansas where Maki
Yes.
did win? Okay, that's all I wanted.
Yeah, because their record used to be 3-6. Like on Oni's spreadsheet, it says 3-6 because
That's what it was before you
that's
edited
what
it.
it was prior to what's it called? The Arkansas. What the fuck? Did I just
Arkansas
do?
special.
Yeah.
It looks like you overwrote one of. You can just Control Z that shit.
You're
There
right.
you go.
Look, I'm a little bit of an idiot. Need y'all to.
Don't worry.
Maybe
I
I
was
should
luckily
just
clicked in
leave.
the window to see what you fucked up.
Thanks, man.
No problem. By the way, I've recorded this whole thing.
Oh, damn. I'm just putting these next to each other at the bottom so I can look at them side by side.
Like, just in case we have another situation where we totally forget about someone.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, with the
Not that
without the
that's going to
Arkansas,
happen because
the
I'm here.
record was actually like skewed in Kase's favor very heavily. But with it, like the Pip record, she's played Pip a shit ton. 8 to 10 on Pip. Maki's even with Pip.
It's like Kase's losing to Pip and Ketson, but Maki is tied with both of them.
Yeah.
Maki loses the head-to-head. They both have a losing record to Doctor. Kase is only slightly better, but that's only because she's played
less times,
Doctor one less time than Maki has. They have the same record to Cairo. Kase has a better record over Ludo.
Kase
No,
shit's all over
Sorry, I
Tofu.
read that. I read that wrong. No, Maki has a 2-1, and then Kase has a 1-0, which I mean both winning. Kase only has, outside of the top 5, losses to Cairo and KC, though, while Maki has losses to Cairo, Ludo, KC, Tofu,
Aaron.
Aaron, I think.
Motherfucking Aaron.
Yo, that set was so funny. Holy shit.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Toon Link.
So,
So it's like, while Maki has, like, he kind of like stacks up a little better, I guess, with the top players in terms of he goes even. He's more susceptible to losing to like the next group of 5 after him.
Yeah.
And Aaron.
and fucking Aaron.
So
Man, imagine
Yeah, I think.
if Mim hadn't fucked up his guaranteed kill on Maki in bracket that one time. This would have
Oh
been
my
so much
God.
easier.
Let's go.
Yeah. So yeah, I see the. Yeah, Kasei doesn't have because they're very similar at the top. Kasei is the head-to-head and no losses outside of like the top.
Nothing lower than KC.
Yeah.
And KC's not that bad of a loss.
Uh,
I mean,
Casey's
Depends.
retarded.
if you have to play the boys 6 times,
Casey's retarded, but
like if you play someone 6 times,
yeah, I agree. If you play someone 6 times, you can obviously lose.
like,
once.
yeah.
which, I mean, if you want to consider that, then consider the fact that Maki's played him 4 times.
And does
and dropped
also have a
stat
loss,
during
yeah.
those times.
Also, that same argument goes if you're saying you play him 6 times and you're bound to lose once. That same argument, you're bound to win eventually as well.
Mhm.
So it just depends on how you want to use that argument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wait, y'all will lose to me eventually.
Doubt it.
Damn.
I mean, so basically the way it looks is that Kase and Maki are really similar. It's just that Maki has more losses, is more capable of losing.
Mhm.
So I think with that being said, that Kase would be above Maki.
I'm just staring
Yeah.
at this Aaron loss, and I'm like,
that's also.
damn.
Yeah, that's the big glaring thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my vote too. Is for Makiba's.
As in Makiba's 4?
Yeah, Makiba's 4.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, not Makiba's 3. Shit, that man.
Oni, do you agree?
You said what now? The last part?
Kasei 3, Makiba's 4? Shoutouts to fireworks in the background.
I know it's late on you, but you got to stick with it. I believe
Are
in
you,
you.
are you sure those aren't gunshots?
Hey, I'm in a nice area. I would put, yeah, Kasei over Maki.
Okay, sounds like that's an agreement then.
Yeah.
Do we need to consider Maki versus Ketsun?
Hold up. Let me
You
look
need to
at that
consider
again.
whoever you have next against the other person.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Ketsun versus Maki.
Let me look at that shit.
This is another one with
Ketsun has-
with kind of shitty data. But at the same time, Ketsun's only fucking loss is Maki.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like, he also didn't
that
show.
time.
He also didn't show up the shit.
No.
So.
No, he has a loss to that shot.
Oh, does he? The old.
Yeah, like the very
Ah,
first
the
tournament
old
Ketson came
Ryu.
back to after a while. He lost to Dash Shine like round 1.
The old Ryu hate. I remember that.
Wait, no, I thought, doesn't he also have a loss to Kasei?
No.
Okay, so
Wait.
why does Kasei's have
Wait,
one
you're
against
right.
Oh,
Ketsun,
you don't have
but
you don't have the
Ketsun
Kasei
against
record
Kasei?
listed in
I
Ketsun's
think I
column.
accidentally fucking deleted that when I put the name in. Hold up.
Yeah, I would add that back
Yeah,
because
that's
it's kind
very
of important.
The pip record also isn't there for some reason. What the fuck?
It's on Kasei's side. Look over. Like I'm moused over it right now.
Just put Kase 310.
I just reposted the entire thing pretty much. Hold up.
Oh yeah, see, because the losing record to Pip matters too.
You actually chopped off 2 fucking rows, bro.
Not what?
Bruh.
I don't know how I did that.
Okay, so
Okay, that should be it proper.
Maki better record against Pip, I would say. Going even instead of losing.
Yeah.
Doctor, I guess Maki has a win there. Kasei.
Yeah, Maki has.
Ketsun definitely has the edge on Kasei matchup. Then head to head they're even. Ludo is about the same, I would say. Maki does have a loss, but at the same time, Ketsun's only played him once.
Yeah. As far as Tofu, Ketsun kind of has a demanding lead over Tofu while Maki's lost to him once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the same time, Maki has a lot of these lower level players to, like, for consistency's sake. Like, he's
That's
got
true.
a lot of undefeateds down here.
Yeah.
And then Ketsun's kind of missing that. Like, don't get me wrong, like, Sniper Kirby, pretty solid win. Ox, solid win. Mim, decent win. G50, decent win. But he definitely doesn't have, like, the slew of undefeateds that...
Like, low level. Oh my fuck.
Control Z. Control Z. Just stop doing it.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh, dude.
I hit the wrong button is what happened. I was trying to move it so I could look at it better. Pull up. So I can side by side. There we go. Okay. Interesting.
I don't know. I'm inclined to give it to Maki.
I mean, if for anything, I think it would just be better to give it to Maki for the fact that he was at things and has like consistent wins over a lot of people outside of like PR range,
Like-
just to show that he's fought a ton of different
Like,
people.
sure, Ketsun has a slightly better record against Kasei, but I think that Maki's Doctor win is probably enough to, like, overtake that.
Yeah, I mean, even then, like if you want to consider the fact that sure Ketsun has a winning record, but Maki has more wins than Ketsun's even played.
Yeah.
Kase, I mean, I know you can't very well compare that, but it's also like Maki has played against Kase like 3 times as much as Ketsun has.
Also,
Yeah.
Maki's
So-
even with Pip, and Ketsun only has 1 win.
Yeah, that's true. I'm inclined to give this one to Maki as well.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Ketsun's lack of attendance is what really hurts him here.
All agreed on Maki 4 then?
Mhm.
I think so, yeah.
And before we even try to move on, like I'd said, there's like since the skill gap or the score gap on Skill Keeper is like so big, I think Ketsun over Cairo is already kind of like notable.
I mean, even
'Cause even just
gotta
even
make
looking
sure.
at the head-to-head, or, like, even looking at the records, it's like, yeah,
It doesn't have to be a long discussion. Just
The-
make sure you all like generally agree.
I
yeah.
don't think this is a hard one.
The Pip records are the same. The Kasei record is Ketsun favor.
Doctor record,
Cairo hasn't
nothing
played
to look at.
Doctor.
Akiva's record, Ketsun's slightly better, but not really that worth considering.
Yeah, Kid Carlton, Ketsun hasn't played
Tofu
KC.
record, Tofu record a lot better for
similar.
Ketsun.
Yeah.
That's a lot better for
Yeah,
Ketsun.
Ketsun has the overwhelming one. He beat him 3 times straight up.
And then Ketsun's worst loss is that Shine, while Cairo's is S-Mod, which I guess are about in the same realm anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually. I'd give it to Ketsun. I
yeah,
think, still.
straight up Ketsun for me.
Definitely. Yeah.
Ketsun over Kisai?
No, Ketsun
No,
over Cairo.
I mean, even if we want to say that their actual records are even, Ketson does have the out of region records because he has a win on Dr. Copter.
Also true, yeah.
It's fine.
I mean, I don't know. I think the Kasei thing is enough to sway in Ketsun's favor, honestly. So I'll go ahead and scroll it down. Ketsun is 5th. Which is funnily enough where he predicted himself.
Yeah, funny. So now we got for the 6th spot, Pyrobi, Ludo.
Let's see. Cairo has a win on Pip. Cairo has a win on Kasei. Same record against Maki. You know, I think we give it to Cairo.
Wait, hold up.
Like, how much more do we need to get in depth here, honestly?
They have the same record against Tofu. Cairo has 3 losses to KC, while Ludo has a 1-0.
The KC thing does kind of suck, but like, what are...
Ludo beat the god Zantomo. We need to put that into perspective for a moment.
Cairo would too.
Yeah.
Also, I was,
It's not about what would
also, I
happen,
was
it's
probably
about what
playing
could
Mario,
happen.
so I don't think that counts at all, actually.
No, it does. You shouldn't have done
Well,
it.
and then if we're weighing
No, I
like
should've
losses
done it
outside
better.
of like, if we're weighing losses outside of like prospective top 10, you have Cairo who has a loss to S-Mod, and then Ludo has losses to G50 and Big Ox. Which I know Big Ox is not like both, like all 3 of those losses are like those are all people at like the same
Yeah, like
level
10 to
anyway, but they're
HM.
still like all people who are
But how much do we want to weigh Ludo's out of town wins? Because like Winx and Dr. Copter IMO are pretty big wins.
True.
yeah definitely
Fennel is also top 3 in that region.
yeah. But I mean beating being from that region, beating Fennel is nowhere near like the big deal as it is beating Copter and Winx. So, but I mean still.
That's fair.
But those are like, that's what I would be looking at here as opposed to their in-town records, because
Yeah, because their in-town records are similar.
Well, I think it's just like, does Ludo's out-of-town wins prevail over Cairo's somewhat better records against the top players here?
That's true.
Because, like, I think the Pip win and Kasei win, I'm
actually gonna bounce. I'm gonna bounce out of here. Just somebody like message me when you guys are done like talking about me.
Okay.
I don't want to like interject or anything.
That's weird. I thought Diddy caught mains. Never mind.
Fucking Ludo. Okay.
I mean, okay, honestly, in terms of like, if we were to, I know I talked about this in like Memphis chat before. It's like if you have like a state PR, for example, like I think Pip is gonna be higher than both Winx and Copter. So I think having a win over Pip is better than having a win over Winx and Copter, in my opinion.
Fair.
I think that's fair, yeah.
And honestly, the same thing with Kase. Kase,
well, like,
I don't think
I think that
Kase would be above Copter, but Kase probably be above Winx.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think that like Pip and Kasei are better than Copper and Winx, respectively.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So I think it's totally fair to just give it to Cairo here.
Okay.
Like the KC loss kind of sucks, but I mean, at least you didn't lose. At least you didn't lose a fucking Big Ox.
I mean, I guess Big Ox is on.
Well, I mean, like, I guess Big Ox and S-Mod kind of like balance each other out, but then Ludo's next worst loss is G50. Whereas Cairo's
currently
Tofu.
ranked 8.
Huh.
Yeah.
Which I mean, if you're losing
to
that's Dr. Mario, so like that's a big deal.
All right.
Wait, was Tofu playing Bayo or
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. We can't use that.
Yeah, like as much as I always want to do that when discussing PR stuff, it's like you can't. I feel like it should realistically only be available as an option to like if a top player, like if someone has a win over, okay, for example, this is a problem with the Middle Tennessee PR this season.
Pup is playing
There was a
Luigi.
weekly. Yeah. Oh, that's true. There was a weekly where Dr. Copter went all Dr. Mario, and he lost to 2 people who were not PR'd this season, and it's like, do we really want to weigh this? But at the same time, being like the top player in your region, or being one of the top players in your region, you're running that risk. Like you're by entering as another character, you're saying that you're good enough to still win as that character. But I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just do it for fun.
Well, I mean,
At the same,
that's different.
I was say, I guess at the same time, it's also really different for me because I'll unironically play Little Mac against some people. Hi, Oni.
Sir?
I said I will unironically play
My bad,
Little Mac
Matt.
against some people.
Oh,
Like do Pyro. My bad, my headset just
The
exploded. by the
Spire
way.
thing is
You
also
guys
funny,
know that?
but I'm never going to do that again because he's getting better at that matchup. Not by much, actually.
I understand it.
I'll bring it back, Santoma, don't worry.
Okay. So Cairo and Ludo. Cairo and Ludo.
Cairo.
Yeah, I would give it to Cairo. Cairo's wins over Pip and Kase are better than the wins over Copter and Winx, respectively. And then the other wins he has over like Taz and Fennel and Tron, I don't think are enough.
I'll give it to Cairo as well.
Okay.
I think so.
Cairo for 6.
But
This man said but.
no, I was gonna say, but with that being said, I think Ludo would probably just be above KC, which you're getting to next.
Okay, yeah. Once we're done talking about this, we can actually don't invite Ludo back in. Let's finish talking about this first.
Yeah.
Or we could just never invite Ludo back.
Okay, I think the big thing between Ludo and KC is KC has a loss to Mim, as well as HGHX.
Yeah, Mem actually sucks ass.
And Zantoma.
No, out of town. Fuck that, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah, that is actually factual.
So Casey has like a lot more losses than anybody above him. That's just because that group of like Casey and Tofu are just prone to lose to a lot of people while also being capable of beating the top players.
But
So,
that's because like the attendance. That's what I look at. The attendance. They're gonna fight way more people than.
Oh yeah,
Ludo
no, definitely. When you go to a lot of events, you're prone to lose more. So like that's why it does kind of suck when somebody who only goes to 5 events is like, oh, I've only lost to 2 people, and it's like, yeah, because you fought the same couple of people every time, and you've only gone to so few. But then someone like KC who's gone like 25 events, he's more likely to play against new people every week, and so when he gets losses to these new people, it's not surprising.
Yeah, that's why I was gonna say like I would take away from people that did only come to 3 or 4 tournaments or 2 tournaments to make it count as 4 or whatever. And like put them lower because of in-town participation instead of they go and get out of town wins to keep themselves up locally, or they just pop up and beat a couple people that they usually beat and then leave. Like consistency over just whoever you can beat. Because Doc could show up and win 3 tournaments and then be done, and he's guaranteed on PR. He don't got to work no more. But you got KC, Tofu, Mim, G50, Victor, all of them.
Like they go and they can get good wins, but if they fuck up at once, and they have a bad loss, they actually have to work even harder to make sure they stay on. Just because they're getting punished for going to things. So yeah, that does suck a lot.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, either just take away from the people who didn't have as much participation, or what I would do, I would have left them out altogether because there's not enough data for me to do anything with. Like compared to everybody else, everybody got at least 20 plus people they all fought or whatnot. They only got like Doctor only got 11 people. We can't really do much with that.
Yeah, no, that's probably going to be the case.
We're just like we're going to get rid of that rule next season. Like we're straight up axing that. I think it's so stupid.
Yeah, I think we've all like mutually agreed that actually like has made the data set very hard to interpret.
But at the same time, I don't think we can change that. Like, we can't just say, okay, fuck these people, they don't have the attendance. Like, we can't do that now.
I could.
I mean...
yeah, no...
Sorry, I don't think it's fair to do that as we're deciding the rankings. Be like, oh yeah, we changed the rules after all the games were done being played. Suck it, idiots. I don't think that's cool. Like, next season, change that shit. But for now, I think we're stuck with it.
We'll have something out by, like, the end of this week, referring to, like, changed rules and whatnot.
You mean we're actually going to have the rules decided before halfway through the season?
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure.
It's gotta be in Memphis first, right?
Yup.
Okay, anyway, Ludo KC, guys, come on.
Ludo KC, okay. Same record to Pip, same record to Pip, don't care. Horrible losing.
Kid Carlton has a win on Kase.
But at the same time, he also has 4 more losses. So it's a little bit better, but I would not count that for very much.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like a huge thing. Then Ludo has like 1 less loss to Maki, but they've both beaten Maki.
Yeah,
before.
Like I think the Kasei and Maki records even them out, like on that. Like I think that together those 2 things are like basically inconclusive.
Okay, Ludo lost to Ketson. Casey did not play Ketson.
And then Casey played Cairo. Ludo didn't. In fact, Casey has a 3-1 record on Cairo.
Ooh,
That's
shit,
pretty
let's
solid.
go. Yeah.
Ooh, shit.
Yeah, the Cairo record, they're
Ludo
solid.
has the head-to-head, has a 1-0 over Casey.
Yeah, and then
Yo,
Ludo is
Ludo.
2-1 on Tofu. Casey is 2-3.
Ludo beat Rython and Casey lost to him once.
Yeah.
But then conversely, Casey's beaten G50 twice, and Ludo has lost to him once.
Losing
True.
to a fucking Dr. Mario.
No.
Oh,
guys,
Ludo
I
also.
freaking 0-5 against a Pac-Man.
Okay, look, we're not gonna talk about that. Ludo also lost to Ox, whereas Casey is up 2-0 on Ox.
Well, then on the other side, I'm 1-1 against Casey, and Ludo has 1-0 on me.
That's true.
And then Ludo is 2-0 on HEHX, while Casey's 2-1.
However, I do feel like, in my own defense, I haven't lost to Kid Carlton as 2016 when playing Mr. Game & Watch.
Been a minute.
Since 2016. Like, every time I played him this year with Game & Watch, I fucking destroyed him. The loss was with Pikachu. But, like, at the same time, you know, it's still a loss.
But yeah, even then, I think 1-1-1-0 is similar-ish.
I don't know, at the same
But
time,
also,
like,
no.
I don't know, the way I see it is, like, if I have to play Ludo, I'm like, okay, I'm probably gonna lose. If I have to play Kid Carlton, I'm like, okay, I've got this unless I intentionally throw it away. I don't know. I definitely think Ludo is better than Casey, but the question is, do the results back it up?
I'd say go off of attendance after that. Because KC's lowest loss would be you, technically. You.
I mean, that's skill keeper wise. That's not like rating wise.
Yeah.
Like
no,
I think the Zenulus.
I'd say particularly
Or
low
HHX.
losses for KC are Zan,
Pedro,
HGHX, and Mem. Because like Talon is like good, just doesn't go to stuff. Midas, not even Memphis, really. That Shine. Okay, well I guess That Shine counts too in that region.
Yeah.
So what? That Shine, Mem, Zan, and HGHX. While Ludo's losses outside of like top 10 range is G50 and Ox.
Yeah.
So Casey has like twice as many because he's lost to Mem and That Shine.
But that's what I was saying. Like Casey's
Casey's
been
also probably been
Conversely,
to twice.
Ludo
as
never
many
played those guys.
See, so it's
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because KC been to way more tournaments than Ludo
so it's like
has.
Casey's
I
been
wouldn't
more
get
in town,
Ludo.
but then Ludo does have a win on Winx and Copter, which is like
mean,
a shitty.
in town-
It's like a shitty Kasei and a shitty Pip win.
Shitty people.
Copter's not a shitty pip when Copter's beating people like Fallen. Hello.
I mean,
That's what I was saying.
Yo.
Like they should, after like out of town and what all. But I was gonna say since they don't have like the local spread and KC don't have any like out of town stuff, I would say KC over Ludo because of the local spread. Like Ludo only came to 3 or 4 tournaments, and you know
Ludo
the monthly
barely
count is
hit
2.
5. I think Ludo.
But KC's
barely.
been to multiple over and over. He has multiple sets with multiple people. Ludo probably only got a couple like whoever go to ORL, and that's just about
he
it.
showed up to some
That he'll
nice
have
events as well. Like early on in the
KC
season.
went to a bunch of weeklies and a couple monthlies. Ludo went to a monthly and like a couple weeklies.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
KC, like the participation spread. That's what I'm going off of, based off of. Because you know, the more you go to, the more you're prone to lose to. But Ludo don't show up nowhere. He's not risking anything losing to nobody. But he still keeps
That's
his
true.
spot.
Yeah, this is I think the hardest spot we've come to so far.
I mean, it's
Definitely.
obviously going to get harder the lower down we go.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's always hard trying to determine like
Which pile
Like,
of garbage
and-
is the shiniest?
yeah. See, I know that everyone was like, "Oh, we don't do placements because it can make things skewed," but it's also like if we were able to compare like how Ludo and KC do at like week, like I know they don't always go to the same thing, but it's like see how KC does on average. Like KC will usually make top 4, and then Ludo usually makes top 4. So it's like who makes top 3 the most out of those two.
Ludo.
Obviously, that's not the deciding factor, but that is a factor to consider. But we don't have that on us really, and it's too much work to pull up now. So
From a seeding perspective, I would always put Ludo above KC in a heartbeat.
Exactly.
Like without thinking about it at all.
I mean, I agree in terms of just like how. I mean, I don't know, just how I see him do at events and how it has been historically. But of course, how things have been historically doesn't really count. It's not as big a deal here as it would usually.
The history
But I mean,
argument is kind
definitely
of
agree
like
with you, though, that-
conflatable with the attendance thing. Like they kind of go hand in hand.
yeah.
With no
Definitely.
attendance, you kind of have to go off history, and that is just tangential.
That's what I'm saying. Like because of attendance, I would put KC over Ludo.
Okay.
That's just straight based off attendance because he's more active in the local scene than Ludo is. But Ludo go out of town, and he's gone to a couple of events here in Memphis. But KC's been to multiple every month or whatnot, way
Right.
more than Ludo has.
Okay.
That's why
okay.
I because of player
Yeah.
consistency,
Okay. So we
like how he consistently performs in the scene versus performing once a month and then going out of town to perform.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone have anything else to say before everyone gives their opinion on who they think it is? Or is that it? Because I think we've all sort of like shared our
So
sides on.
if we count out-of-town tournaments that Ludo went to, what is his number of tournaments versus KC's number?
Shooting out of town or in town?
Casey is still up on
Still
him because Casey also went to region.
Though it seems like he didn't do shit at them, huh?
KC has 56 total sets, while Ludo has 26.
That's
Yeah.
less than half. That means he
Yeah,
went
like-
to at least just about twice as many tournaments as Ludo has.
Oh, it's
Twice
more than that. I'm pretty
as-
sure.
Yeah,
Because
probably.
like, okay,
That's
of course, it's also
75%
not
of
counting
sets.
like Ludo going out of town. But I mean, even then, like this is again primarily a Memphis PR. The out of town wins, I think, are important in determining. Well, then again, out of town wins would be important in this scenario
Yeah,
because
like-
of the tiebreaker.
I'm just
but
looking at the Wings and Copper wins, and I'm like, what does KC have against that?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that would be putting more weight. That would be putting more weight on out of town's win versus in city. Like,
I mean, I agree. I agree with Oni on that because it's like if somebody like okay, theoretically like Taz, for example, what if Taz came to a Memphis tournament and got like third, but Copter came and got like 7th? We wouldn't necessarily say that Taz. Like it's not really a good example because we all know Taz. We all know Dr. Copter is a lot better than Taz. But something like that where it's like okay, maybe Finn will be a better example. Somebody who's
Let's
close
say-
enough in rank. It's like if Finnell got third at a weekly and Copter got like 7th, but you wouldn't say Finnell is better. It's just that Finnell did better in this scenario.
Stay tuned for
Okay,
me
so
letting
we'll
Copter
just-
play at SFS on a Wi-Fi setup.
hello,
What?
on GMMA Wi-Fi. That ain't gonna happen.
Bet.
All right, come on, guys. We've been talking about
Okay.
this for so long.
Do we just want to do the vote?
What is? Yeah, I think some of us value different things. Like
Yeah,
for example,
straight
Zen is
up.
looking at the out of town wins.
Yeah.
Oni believes in the strong regional results. I vote Casey
I vote Ludo.
personally.
I vote Ludo.
Oh fuck! It's coming down to me.
Well, Quest, how good do you think? Dr.
which
Copter
sucks
are?
because I was literally the one who knew they were undecided. Oh god. Okay. We evaluate information one more time. Okay, so in terms of how they fare against the top part of Memphis, it's about the same. No wins over Pip. Casey has 1 win on Kase. Ludo has a better record against Mach. Casey has not played Ketson. Ludo has not played Cairo. But Casey has a 3-1 record over Cairo. Ludo has a better record against Tofu. In terms of losses outside of the top 10, Ludo has lost to Fiddy and Big Ox, while KC has lost to Datshine, Mem, HGHX, and Zantoma.
I think HHX
And
is
then Ludo
definitely the
has-
worst out of those.
Yeah, and then Ludo has the out of town wins, but I mean, honestly, just considering like the people that KC has lost to, like Zan, HGHX, and Rythan, who Casey's lost to Ryzen, HHX, and Zantoma, and Ludo hasn't. And he's even played HHX twice. I think I'll have to give it to Ludo.
All right, is that everyone's final answer?
Looks like a 3-2, yeah.
God, I hate this, but also like you have to move on.
It happens. All right. So okay, now we have Tofu Casey. Tofu.
Okay, this is even. I honestly feel like it's gonna be even harder because they're actually it might not be hard because their attendance is.
Yeah, it's like
similar.
we don't have to think about it uptown, so that'll save a lot of time.
Their attendance is similar, and Tofu lost to Quest, me, Nate, Bomi.
Oh, what's that supposed to mean?
Yo, but Tofu wasn't trying against Quest, guys. Come on.
Oh, you right
Yeah, we
me
don't give
through.
a fuck about that.
Tofu is also down on Oni, I think.
Yeah. Oni has a 1-2 has a 2-1 record over Tofu.
And I ain't even considered for this shit.
Tofu
Let's
is
go.
also
Trash. Shut up. I mean, I love you,
Casey's
Gordon.
even with IJ. But the thing is that in the head-to-head, Tofu's up.
Eh. He's not really up by that much.
I think head-to-head is one of the least important
Yeah, I
things.
don't count it very
comparing.
much here.
It's still notable. I feel like it just depends on what the record is. I don't know. It also just depends on how similar their spread is in general. Which
So what's the chance of going back to Ludo versus KC or Ludo versus Tofu?
Okay.
Are you asking that to invite him back in?
like comparing Ludo and Tofu and trying to rank them, like comparing all three.
Just those three in general.
Okay, so the deal is, if Tofu would beat KC, then we would do Tofu versus Ludo. To see, like, if Tofu's spread could overcome Ludo's spread. You get
Okay.
where I'm coming from?
Yeah. So basically we ruled that Ludo. So 3-2 vote. We ruled that Ludo was higher than KC. If we rule that Tofu is also higher than KC, then we'll compare Tofu and Ludo.
Yes.
But if we still think KC's higher than Tofu, then Ludo will still be above KC because we
Yes.
ruled that he's above KC.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well-
Okay. So
Okay.
right
Well, Tofu.
now-
So it's like Tofu has a win on Pip, but KC has a win on Kase.
Yeah, and it's very similar. I think they almost cancel each other out in a sense.
Yeah, kind
And
of.
then the Maki records are very similar.
I think
Wait, what is each player's like worst win? Or not
Worst-
worst loss, you mean?
Worst loss.
Worst loss. KC's is HGHX, and then I guess and Toshi's is probably like Cyframe.
Quest. No, I'm
Wait,
kidding.
so
I'm kidding,
also
Quest.
That's crazy. Don't say that.
Yes,
Actually, would
Pretty sure he
Cyframe
did.
be a worse loss than me?
Yes.
Yeah, I
in
think
my
so.
opinion.
I think you've beaten better players than Cyframe has, so I think that says it.
Hold up. Where the hell are you right here?
Did you count in amateur bracket stuff too?
I
What has
think
had amateur
so.
brackets?
I think you've counted some of them, but I don't think you counted. Maybe you might be missing some.
I've put all of the ones in that have like been brought to my attention. But also, Magebreaker, you said you beat Tofu, right?
Yeah, it was at the tournament I went to too.
No, yeah, no, I remember that one specifically because
I think you need to update Tofu's.
uh,
You need to update Tofu's
Yeah,
match
yeah,
spread.
yeah. Hold up. I'm just literally gonna.
It was
Hold
that
on.
day that Sapphiro was like, how'd Magebreaker the 14th seed do today?
And then I had to explain to him
I
that
mean, I just remember specifically because this was at the very beginning. I mean, I know Tofu goes on and off on like I'm gonna play Bayonetta against bad matchups or whatever, and this was like his most recent like attempt to do that, and he immediately lost to Magebreaker because I know he doesn't want to play Olimar in that matchup. Did he play Olimar against you though?
Yeah, he did game 3. Or it was game 2.
Okay, okay, game 3. So he tried Bayonetta still.
Yeah, he tried Bayo game 1.
Okay.
So is there like matches missing? Do we know what brackets these are from?
I think
Yes,
they were for,
I have SFS68 pulled up right here. I just forgot to update Tofu's spread.
what
I've
other
updated
spreads need to be
everyone else,
updated for
though.
that?
Do you manually put them in, or do you use the API?
No, I did the API. I put the API in. All correct.
And
Yeah,
then
everyone else has been updated, I'm pretty sure.
and then in the meantime, it's like Cairo has a better record on Casey has a better record on Cairo 3-1 as opposed to 1-1, but Tofu has a better record on Ludo 1-2 as opposed to 0-1.
I've pretty much got my decision here.
Casey wins the head-to-head. Casey is tied with IJ. Toshi's losing.
Toshi has a lot of retarded losses.
Yeah, essentially. That shine. Casey's tied with, but Tofu has a 2-0 over.
I don't know.
Casey has a 2-1 record with Mim, while Tofu has a 4-3.
I think I've got my decision on this one as well.
I probably do too, but I'm still going down. I mean, yeah, so what we already ruled Casey's worst, other than HGHX, who is his worst 2 losses after that are probably what, Mim and that shine, or Xantoma, that's the bottom 4. And then Tofu's bottom 4, if we're not counting me because I'm out of town, would be Cyframe, Bomi, Oni, and probably Mim, because I wouldn't count Mate as being worse.
I think Mim and Mate are about the same, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I guess
Mate's
it's
good,
just
he just
Mim.
doesn't
I
come to
guess it's because Mate doesn't go. It's because Mate doesn't go to anything, so his level has been static while Mim increases.
Yeah. Like, I think Mim has caught up to Mate.
I mean, we could say the same that Ox doesn't come out either.
True.
And Rython.
Well, the difference is with Big Ox comparing those guys is we know that Rythan, if Rythan was meeting attendance requirements, Rythan would be like on the PR absolutely, in my opinion, because he's good enough. Not to say Big Ox is not good enough to make PR, but I think it'd be without question that Rythan would make PR, while Big Ox would be like, it's doable, but would
Rythan would be a
Ox has been PR like 2 or 3 times.
Rythan would be a 5-minute conversation instead of a 30-minute conversation. Well, like, I don't know. I feel like there's a very noticeable cutoff after Ketson here. Like, first 5, super solid. Then it's like a tier down. And then it's like another
that's
tier
why
down.
it's so easy to like.
Welcome to every single PR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, I think that Tofu is like the tier cutoff here. And then everyone below him is like, what will this be, like the 9 to 10 range? That's like the
the Tofu is 9th. If you cut,
I think that's where Ox would fall if he had
guaranteed
attendance.
here.
While Rython would be like probably at or below
Borderline,
Ketson.
like the
Yeah. Like at or just below Ketson.
I agree.
But I think Ox would be like 9 or 10 at best.
That is actually supposed to be that. I'm gonna check.
Anyway.
That's another just like...
So, I don't know. I just think Casey's straight up here.
Mage Breaker. Mage Breaker. Did you and Tofu play more than once last season?
I don't remember playing him more than once.
Okay, then yeah, this is the correct spread. All that changed was that didn't update. Hold up. When you beat him, that was the only time you played him. Okay, that is correct then.
Yeah.
I thought that he'd beat you once before, but no, I was wrong. So yeah, I have my decision here too. I'm pretty sure, based off.
Yeah, I've got mine.
Yeah, I'm Casey on this one. I think that Tofu has a lot of weird losses. Like,
Yeah, I agree. I would say like Tofu has 6. Like, okay, I would say KC's like losses outside of the top 10 are probably more so 4, because like I said, like we've said, Rythan is not really a bad loss, and then like Talon and Midas don't really count either. So like that Shine, Mem, HHX, and Xantoma. While Tofu's losses outside of top 10 range would be like G50, Mem, Mate, Oni, Bomi, and Cyframe. 2 losses to Oni, 3 losses to Mem.
yeah.
So I would also say KC over Tofu.
All right, I believe that's the majority of us essentially.
Yeah.
And then because Tofu, again, it's like we have another big like point drop, like how we did with Ketson and Cairo. But let's still compare Tofu and IJ anyway.
So we had the majority on KC, right?
Yes.
Like I was for KC.
4 of us voted on KC.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say right off Tofu definitely over IJ, because IJ's best win is KC, while Tofu's best wins are Pip, Maki, and Cairo and Ludo, which are all about KC.
Yeah.
Well, okay, when you put it like that.
IG's best win is KC, while Tofu has 4 wins that are better than that and a winning record.
Yeah, I'm
fair.
also. I think Tofu's this free. Like,
Free.
no question.
So, does everyone just
Is
agree
that-
Tofu for 9?
Is that 3 of us again? Yes.
Yeah, tofu for 9.
Next season is
What are you saying, Oni?
Yes, I agree. I agree, Joe. Next season, things are changing.
Yeah.
yeah. This is just too
Like, IJ
too
has
much.
a really pathetically tiny spread. Much like his brain as the Yoshi player.
Alright, I'll leave IJ's brain alone.
No.
A button, dude.
I guess the
Okay.
A button is a pretty big button.
Come on, stop bullying
Okay.
IJ.
So, for the 10th spot, is there
IJ
anyone
and
weird, like, not in this top row that could get it? I don't think so, right?
Dat Shine is the. I don't think. Well, I don't even think Dat Shine is. I don't think Dat Shine would make top 10, but I think Dat Shine is the only one in that bottom group who I think would be considered for HM.
Whoever has
Basically-
like Skillkeeper pulled up, like you need to check the next like 5 to 10 like names and just like double check to make sure there's nothing that seems like.
Yeah,
Because I mean, because not.
especially these are going to be super important.
Shoot.
Because with HMs, we're not only looking at people who like, oh, they have good wins and like they met attendance, but we're also looking at people who did not meet attendance, but who surely would have been PR or like are at that level if they had gone. I don't know if there's anybody particularly who would fit in that group.
I
But-
don't think
I
so.
mean,
this
Zenulus
season.
has a win on Doctor.
But I mean, I don't know. Also, having one crazy win isn't like
I mean, does Dashine have multiple PR wins? Or is there anybody similar?
that. Shine's
to
beating that Shine has a tied record with Ketson and KC and a winning record over. In terms of the people who he's competing against for HM, he has a winning record over G50 and a tied record with them.
I mean, that's up to you guys. But
I don't think. Like I said, I don't think that Shine. But I do not think he would be 10th. But I think he would be an HM considerate.
Well, don't we need to
So
figure out 10th first?
real quick, the way that we typically do the HMs is, were they in contention for like whoever gets 10th, right? Like, were they at least?
Yeah, we're
7th?
looking at like
If they
HMs
weren't close at all,
HMs and
then there are no
where
HMs.
IJ is here.
But if
I mean, if you're gonna go based off of that, that Shine would be over IJ just because
Yeah.
IJ don't
yeah,
have
yeah.
those.
if IJ
have
ends
those
up
So
other-
like IJ, G50, Mem, who's 10th?
We're about to work on that. I think.
Like, do we value the
compare them all versus Tofu, or compare one of them versus Tofu, and then compare the
Well-
other two against whoever either beats or loses?
Well, I thought we were gonna do G50 because right now IJ sits in the 10th spot. Right now.
Oh, then you're comparing them against IJ.
Yeah,
Right
I
now
think
we're
that's
looking
fair.
at G50 versus IJ.
I personally I'm not impressed by G50. I would rather look at Datshine, but I guess it's like a Ludo and a Tofu win over a Ketson win.
Well, no, that Shine has a Ketson and a KC win, while G50 has a Ludo and a Tofu win.
Wait, what? Hello? Huh?
Okay, what I need you
Yeah, I
to
know.
do.
Where are you guys seeing Dashine?
He's on the
Yeah,
second
I'm
row
like-
down here.
He's on the second
Oh.
row.
Hey, Lyric, put him up in the top row.
Wait, are you guys
Okay.
not comparing G50 Mem and Vector to IJ? Or have you already done
What I'm saying is that I think
Even if
Datshine
you're-
is better than all of those.
that? Okay,
Yeah.
alright. You, okay,
Okay.
just do you. I just want to
Because
make sure you
like,
guys
look at Vector. Like, look at Vector's highest win. It's
Hold
Mim.
up.
Like, what the
Wait, is
fuck?
Datshine?
Actually, is it
Victor
actually?
has a 1 over that
Oh,
Shine, but
and Datshine, whatever.
That's
Yeah,
actually
Like,
whacked out,
what the fuck ever.
Oh my
You
gosh.
like that? Vector's not in consideration here. I don't think. For
Yeah,
for
get that
10th.
man out.
because like literally, if you're going to be an HM considerate or in contention for 10th,
Yeah, slap
then
Datshine
you
up
would
there.
be like you would have PR wins, but Vector didn't. He only had wins on the people who are like him in consideration, and so by default means that Mem, Datshine, and G50 and IJ are all much better for 10th than Vector.
Move Datshine
Jimmy.
up to Y.
I am.
Okay.
Just give me a sec.
Huh?
I've been doing some.
See, do any of these others have good ones? Big Ox's biggest win is Ludo. Probably not really.
Wow,
Big Ox was going to tournaments to be considered.
I don't know. His name's Green.
Yeah, he had 5. DFS
other
60,
than a win, other than a
62,
win on
63, 65, and 72.
Yeah, they don't have. No one else down here has shit worth considering, I don't think.
like everyone, like I said, everyone else who was down there had one PR win at best.
Yeah.
That's why I brought up Datshine, because he had two, and everyone else had one or not.
Whoa!
G50 also has multiple ones, just like that shine.
Well, I mean, no, that's why G50's in the top row already, and no one else. I was talking about that.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so
God
G50
damn, look at Mem's player
PR
list.
I'm
G50
Okay.
had 2 wins, 1 win on Ludo, 1 win on Tofu out of PR. After that, his next win would be HM level, which is Mem and underneath. Carlo, well, that has wins on, or it's head up with Ketson, plus on KC, and also plus on G50, which is all wins above where G50 got, which is G50's highest win was Ludo, so you could say that's basically KC.
So what we're saying is
Just-
Datshine for number 10 and compare him to Tofu?
I would compare IJ and Datshine, and I would say
I'd give that.
Datshine.
There's no comparison. I think Datshine easily takes that.
Yeah. Then you would say Tofu and IJ. I mean, Tofu and Datshine. Then
All right.
Reach a consensus first.
Okay, yeah.
Grease the chicken. What?
Reach a consensus, like agree.
Oh.
So like, Datshine over IJ, I think is absolutely valid. Because head up with Ketson, head up with KC. Just like, I guess IJ has a Tofu.
With
win, but-
IJ and Datshine, they both have a tied record, 1-1 and 2-2. But then, like we said, IJ's best win is KC with Datshine beat Ketson. But of course, we don't want to weigh it too much on just a singular win.
Yeah.
So,
Do y'all have?
Where's
Datshine's at?
We moved him up to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hey,
Oh, he's 2-2 with KC.
hey, Oni, nice cursor there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Come back.
but then IJ has a winning record over Tofu, while Datshine has IJ has a 1-0, but Datshine has an 0-2. But again, Datshine has the Ketson win to outweigh that. But then in terms of like, who has worse losses, Datshine, outside of top 10 losses, Datshine has lost to G50, Mem, Vector, and Zan, while IJ has lost to...
IJ has 3 tournaments.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
IJ...
he doesn't have chances to fucking lose to anyone.
Mm.
Welcome to Memphis.
My vote is definitely Datshine here, I think.
I'm inclined to count the Ketson win over IJ not showing up to shit. Because I think that one of those is a good thing and the other one is a bad thing.
That's not IJ's fault. First off, like,
I mean, he
in
can't get
Outer
to
Realm,
stuff.
he can get to stuff already, but there's also barely stuff ran down there.
Yeah.
He can only go to Holy Sheik. SOS disappeared for some reason, and Outer Realm doesn't even get scheduled. So basically, scheduling tournaments at OR fucked IJ already, and then people don't even go to OR, which fucks him even more.
Because he doesn't get the chance to play the good players and get wins.
I mean, everyone was kind of G'd when we moved away from Avenue.
I mean, but that shafts him the whole time, and it's the same thing each
Well,
season.
like, what do we do about
He
it?
only really fights Tofu, Mim, Vector, and KC. These are the ones that, or Doctor. They're the ones that usually go to OR or go to Outer Realms for stuff. Other than that, it'd be dead out there. 11-man monthly.
There's just nothing that we can really do about that. Like, we can't cater to someone's specific schedule.
Hey, Oni.
If that happens to be the
Hey,
case,
Oni.
then, like,
It wasn't even considered. It's not even catering to someone's schedule. It's
Hey,
just
Oni.
term is not being ran down there.
IJ may as well be an out-of-town player. How does that make you feel?
Yeah.
I mean, he's more of an out-of-town player than Doctor is technically.
And fucking Makibas, who lives an hour and a half away.
Yeah, like, if it's an issue, then, like, someone's got to find a way to make tournaments that better fit, like, for his schedule or something.
How come IJ only is able to go to Sunday things, not even Saturday?
I'm sure
he
it's a
lives
family
down
thing.
there. He lives in that area, and he's 15, so he don't drive and whatnot. And he lives 45 minutes away from GMMA, but he's only like 20 minutes from OR. So his dad can drop him off at OR or at Midtown at the Avenue. Other than that, he can't really get out of Memphis nowhere.
Okay.
Well, like, what do we do about
That's what
that?
I'm saying. The downfall
Right,
of
like that's just
all
not something that
tournaments.
we can do.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, it sucks for him.
If ORL and Holy Sheik were actually playing like once a month, every month. No, I'm saying like all together. Like if it was playing all together, like once a month, that would be fine, along with whatever SOS is down there. That way, he would have 2, 4, 6 tournaments that he could go to, and with SOS, that could probably give him 1, 2, 3 more. So he could go to possibly 9 tournaments if everything was scheduled and like put out there for him to be able to do that. But
It would also give benefit to a lot of people who may have similar scenarios. But I mean, it's also like
Not relevant right
there's
now.
no one else. There's no one else. There's no one else that really has that problem other than like the only other problem will be people not showing up or only showing up at SFS or at a monthly one time. And then for that counting as 2, he only got to go to 2 or 3 tournaments, and that's the only spread he gonna have. Meanwhile, we got people that go to SFS weekly, and then people that go to all the Holy Sheiks and all that. But he can only go to what's available to him, while everybody else, basically everybody else, probably other than Sniper Kirby, who also didn't come out this season, other than 1 or 2 times, and Frame, there's no one else that got a problem getting anywhere. It's just that the fact that there's no interest given down there for him to have the ability to go against the other people, because his spread, and he's gone to like all the tournaments down there, his spread is just about the same as Doctor's.
Yeah.
And that's all he has access to, along with Doctor not going to GMMA. That's all he has access to. He just so happened to win mostly. IJ didn't win all the what he could. He, out of the whole the whole season, most of he only played 1, 2. He only played 2 people more than one time.
All right, real quick, because I just kind of want to cut in. So back when we started doing power rankings was back when all we had was Outer Realms. That was the only tournament, and that would happen once to twice every month. And so we still did the same like 3-month spread. Like that's all we had. So like IJ's spread inherently looks like what a typical person who went like 2-3 to 3-2 every tournament looked like. It's just now there's a ton of other tournaments for other people to go to, and there's a ton of more availability. So like the amount of information that we have is still totally relevant to be able to make a decision on where he needs to land. Like, but it is just unfortunate for him that that's all he has access to. But like I don't think that's gonna stop anything from being able to make a decision like tonight on like where he needs to be placed. But like all these other issues like are things that we can totally try to broach and figure out in the next couple of days. That we can like make some posts on Facebook or something and deal with it then. But right now, like we should just totally finish this.
I think like at least with IJ and Datshine, ignoring GPD and Mem for now, at least with IJ and Datshine, they are very close in attendance. Oh wait, no, never mind. I forgot. Looking at the skill keeper, IJ has 18.
They're still very close in attendance.
Yeah, IJ has. Well, okay, whenever you say total games, you mean games or like sets?
Sets.
Okay, so IJ has 18 total sets, while Datshine has 24. And if we assume that Datshine's going like 2-2 or 3-2, that means Datshine went like to 2 more tournaments than IJ. I guess. True. I'm not sure. Anyway, so it's like for those 2 specifically, they both hardly were able to go to anything, or hardly went to anything. I don't know if Datshine can, or if he just chooses not to. But either way, they're both close enough that it's easier to make that comparison and it not be too unfair for IJ. Just because they both didn't really go much.
Datshine has 1 more tournament attended than IJ. Because I know one of IJ's was a monthly. So Datshine went to 1 other tournament.
Counting that the monthlies count as 2.
No. Like strictly the number of tournaments they went to. Datshine went to 1 more tournament.
1, 2.
Like you can just look at
So wait, hold. So does that mean that? So that means IJ went to 3 monthlies. Datshine went to 1 monthly and 3 weeklies.
No, okay. Datshine has 5 tournaments attended, right? Because none of them won a tournament. So all we have to do is look at their losses, because none of them traveled out of state either, and there were no pools that they played in.
Yeah.
So
well, I got 7 on the B and C.
Huh?
Datshine has 7. He went to Stage Mass 60, 61, Orel 27, 67 stage for Smash, 71 stage for Smash, and 72 stage for Smash. IJ only went to all the Holy Sheiks and the one ORL, which would count him as 2 tournament. I mean, 2, 4, 6, 8 tournaments because of the.
I'm not talking about the total number, including like monthlies,
We're counting
counters
monthlies
too.
as
I'm
one
talking
for this
specifically
specific
the
thing.
amount of tournament, right? Like, Holy Sheik is
We're
one
talking about
tournament,
for
or
sample
Weekly is
size
one
purposes.
tournament. Dat Shine has been to 5 total tournaments. That's how many tournaments he has attended. IJ has been to 4. So there is a 1 tournament difference in the amount that they have attended. So they're both very close in the amount of sets. That's all I'm saying. We're not talking about numbers.
Yeah, this is just sample size.
Yeah.
Which is very close, apparently.
6. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know.
Has everyone shared their argument?
IJ's highest win is KC.
I mean, the B and C that I have is wrong. I don't know.
What's up?
I said, unless the B and C that I have is wrong, I don't know. Because I have IJ going to 4, but
Yes,
I got Dat Shine going to 6.
No. Okay.
So
Look.
Dat Shine has 10
1, 2,
total
3,
losses, which means he can
4,
only have gone to 5 tournaments unless he won one and
1,
didn't get
2,
eliminated.
3.
We got 60, 61, ORL 27,
yes.
67,
That
71,
Shine is
70.
14 on what I'm counting. At 14 losses.
Yes.
Oh my
4,
God!
5,
I
6,
missed the
7, 8,
Pip.
9.
I missed Pip. You're correct. I'm sorry. You're right.
But that Shine has been
It's
to like
7
the 3 more
tournaments. It's
tournaments.
7 tournaments. It is much more.
Okay.
My bad.
Yeah, I
Totally
was gonna say
fine.
Carlo qualified
That was my bad.
normally.
My bad, Oni.
But
That
I mean,
shit's still
still,
close
just,
enough to
like,
count, though.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, still looking at the set counts of IJ and Dat Shine compared to Tofu and Mim and G Fitty, like they definitely are like a lot closer in terms of like the variance of the players they played.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
I vote Dat Shine. That's my call.
I vote Dat Shine. He's got better tops. Or I guess better highs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just see that the best thing that IJ has is an even record against KC. And I guess a winning record on Tofu. I guess these are both even, but like, even on Ketsen is pretty good. I would be inclined to lean Dat Shine for this one.
But it's like conversely, what like Dat Shine has the win on Ketsen that IJ doesn't. They both have a tied record over KC. IJ has a better record against Tofu, and then IJ also doesn't have like IJ has a loss to Mate, and that's it. Like in terms of people who'd be below him, Dat Shine has losses to G50, Mem, Vector, and Zeton, and Esmod. But Esmod is like, I don't know what you want to count about him.
I mean, to be fair, I would also toast IJ.
So I mean, it's like it's hard because it's like Dat Shine has like they both have the same. Basically, what IJ's thing is best, Dat Shine has twice as much because he has a 2-2 record with KC as well as a win on Ketsen. But he also has those extra losses that IJ does not. So IJ is more consistently losing to the people above him, while Dat Shine suffers a lot of losses to people below.
Sorry, my phone died. I'm back.
Welcome back.
It's good to be black sometimes.
Like when?
Shut up. Anyway, okay.
You can't tell me that, I'm white.
So question, Zan. Okay, Zan said Dat Shine. Mage said Dat Shine.
Over IJ or over Tofu?
Over IJ.
Over
for
IJ.
now.
Over IJ.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now we haven't even looked at them at Dat Shine and Tofu yet.
My bad.
And then I also said Dat Shine, and I think Quest was leaning IJ.
Well, first off, if you three already all said that shine, that kind of already rules it out anyway,
Hey,
right?
nah, man, but it's a 3-2. You know, it looks better than a 3-0.
I mean, that's true. Okay, I honestly kind of want to give it to IJ just because even though Datshine has a win on Ketson, just because you have a higher peak doesn't mean you are better. I think IJ was more consistent because his worst loss was to Mate. Otherwise, his worst loss was KC. While Datshine has 4 losses that are below even Mate, arguably. Okay, other than, well, no, never mind. Okay.
I was like,
Mate literally has not attended any. He has attended, but he has not attended enough to be considered for PR, knowing damn well he would be on the PR. So,
wow.
Mate
He
only coming to one tournament or whatever, I would not count. I would count that as like Rhython, just coming, playing one time, and then
I
disappear.
think Mate's
Well, I mean,
Mate's
yeah.
more like
I
on this
wouldn't have
level
made that
than like a Rhython level though.
Well, I mean, yeah,
because-
like Rythan is would be better than Mate, but still, the point that I was making was that even though like just that IJ's worst loss was Mate, and after that, his next worst loss was to KC, which is also his best win. IJ only loses to the people above him, so IJ is more consistent than Datshine is. Datshine has a better peak win and has the same good win that IJ has, but has multiple losses outside of PR.
But if IJ went to more stuff, would he keep that?
I mean, with what data he has, it would point to yes, IJ would be more consistent and would be able to beat all the people. I mean, of course, you know it's hard to say. IJ's like spread is small, so if it grew and he played more people, he would have more losses. But I mean, like
bitch ass dinosaur's neck. Get that shit out of my face.
See,
Datshine has a 1-1 record with Mim, while IJ has a 3-0. Datshine has a 2-1 record with. Oh no, so Datshine has a winning record over G50. Never mind. Datshine has a 0-1 record of Vector. IJ has a 1-0 Vector over 1-0 Vector. 1-0 record over Vector.
Please be careful with those words.
Anyway, I vote IJ.
okay, that's fair. I kind of see your point, Quest, because also I don't think that like the difference between these two is so great either.
It's
Like,
definitely
I
not a
think
big
it's
difference.
like a 3. Yeah, it's a 3 tournament difference.
In my heart, I would still see Datshine higher.
I'll go IJ actually. You've successfully flipped me, Quest.
Let's go.
Yeah, no, I actually very well see your point.
So IJ 3-2 then?
Maybe because I think Oni, were you also leaning towards IJ in terms of the spreads?
I'm
Was
looking still.
Matrix actually voted?
I voted Datshine.
I voted Datshine.
I voted IJ.
Oh fuck! Why would y'all do this to me?
Because you were the one arguing for IJ. You, I almost called you a racial slur. I mean,
Should have done it.
Whoa!
Should have done it.
Alright, let's not do that here.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Tony, if you're strong about it, just like try to present an argument again.
Okay, my argument for IJ is that he's more consistent than Datshine, and like Datshine literally only has one win that is better because Datshine has the win on Ketson. However, Datshine's second best win is over KC, which is a tied record. IJ's best win is KC, a tied record, but IJ's second worst loss is also KC, which is his best win.
All right.
IJ only loses to the people above him. Datshine has losses to Vector, Mem, G50, and Xantoma.
Here's my counter argument. IJ has 4 tournaments. How is he consistent? I'm not sure how much stock I put in that.
That's my exact thought process too, because like,
Okay.
I don't see a world where, like,
4 times 3 is 12. There's 12 SFSs a month. I mean, a season. And supposedly, if there's one each month or whatever, RL, holy shit, that's 2, 4, 6. 6 plus, what's that? 12. It's 18 tournaments a month.
I hope
And
it's 12.
I mean, not a month, but 18 tournaments in a season. And he's only gone to 4, but they all count as 2 or whatever. But Carlo, Datshine has been to what, 7?
Yeah.
7. So yeah, he would have a better spread, and also Datshine goes to SFS, so he fights people that IJ probably would never see.
But here's the question. Is SFS or ORL harder?
I mean, if RL happens,
I mean,
That's when.
Theoretically, like just based on attendance records, like not including the last month, but the 2 first months that we had, the monthlies were stronger because
Yeah, like
attendance and all the heavy hitters and Makibas. But right now, it would probably be like it'd be about even. It just depends on if doctor shows up.
Exactly the same as a weekly.
No, it's not the same because it doesn't include doctor at the weeklies. But for the monthlies specifically, they're stronger just because of doctor. But at the beginning, the first 2 months, the monthlies were much stronger than the weeklies.
Yes, I agree with that. But I think that, like,
but still, we're arguing about theoretical stuff that like isn't here. Like all we can go off is of what is here.
I just want to add too that I just looked to confirm all four things that IJ went to. That Shine was not at that. They were completely different events.
Well, it's just like me and Cairo. Like we never actually went to the same tournament, so we never had a chance.
Like this would be so much easier if like I had played IJ, or if I don't know. Or I guess if IJ and S wanted to ever play, that would also be a useful point here.
The really cool thing about this being so close, though, is we know we know which one of the two is gonna, or we know one of those two is gonna be an HM and nobody else. So at least we're done after this.
Poor man.
Oh wait, who's number 2?
Poor man.
One of these.
He's saying that one of these is number 10 and the other one is
HM.
I mean,
and the others are close to them.
I would still want to look at some.
Well, I mean, just because like whoever we decide between IJ and Datshine is number 10, we would just compare them to G50 and then Mem. Because if it's close between those two, then they would also. I mean, obviously at that point, like if you're comparing it, it's not a matter of he's higher HM because they're both HMs. It's just a matter of is this close? Good HM. If not, no.
Correct.
No.
I agree. Okay, so once again, we're revisiting the IJ and Datshine.
Oh, look in the butt. I don't know, man.
Didn't we just vote IJ?
Yeah,
well,
that's all.
Yeah, but now you're representing arguments.
I'm sorry. We're just thinking too hard into it, or too deep into it.
Well,
luckily,
yeah, just look at what's here.
Luckily, I'll never back down, and I'm stubborn as fuck, so I can just straight up say that my vote is still Datshine.
You're still Datshine. Okay, give me a second to think, because I think I'm actually the breaker on this one.
It's like, I mean, it sounds like Quest is super solidly IJ, and then
yeah, I think Oni also favors Iron James.
People.
Hey, Iron.
Yeah, he's the LeBron of Memphis Smash. Fuck. Okay, so IJ, the argument for IJ is consistency, and the argument for Datshine is the bigger win. Zan, is that what you said?
That's what I think, yeah.
Not to speed this up or anything, but I did say at the beginning this is a theoretical, and if all the players were placed into a tournament, what the rankings would be. So consistency does matter more.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, just solely based off of like scores or whatnot, or the win losses, it would be IJ overall.
To be fair, 10th place is usually who can be the rando that gets the biggest upset, but you know it can go either way.
The biggest upset, eh?
Hey.
Hey?
Someone pull up my boy Zinulus.
Zinulus, dude.
Okay, see, I know like you guys had said about placements skewing things, but I feel like this is a perfect scenario to look at that kind of thing. But obviously, that is way too much work because this is not something that was planned.
Well, the other issue that we mentioned with placements was the two of them never attended the same tournament, so you can't.
Yeah,
use
that's true.
Yeah.
Well, just with me having the IJ's brackets pulled up, just since I was confirming that they didn't go to the same things, IJ his placements are from what he has. Basically, he made top 8 at 3 to 4.
Real quick though, like I mean, this is all theoretical, but like, can you say that the tournaments that IJ placed at, like where his placements were, like, could you say that they are as like noteworthy of tournaments or as strong of tournaments as the ones that Datshine went to and his placements, right? Because if that's the comparison you're going to make, you've got to confirm strength between the two tournaments that they
my
attended.
fucking head hurts.
Good.
I mean, since two of the 3 Holy Sheiks IJ went to were humongous and had like Doctor and Pip and Kase and Maki and Ketson, so like I would say that IJ did go to. But the thing is,
yeah, I mean theoretically,
how
all
was
the
the
big
average
hitters are there. That's what
SFS?
I mean, all those same people go to SFS except
Doctor. But at the
And
same time,
Vector and Ketson.
Ketson went to one or two like SFSs,
Yeah.
so it just depends on what those were. And obviously, we know one of them was when Datshine attended.
and IJ doesn't have a win on Doctor, so
I'm gonna go Datshine.
That's gonna be
I
the real
think.
retarded like game breaker for 10th spot was who has the win on Doctor.
Let's go.
Zenulus.
Because if so, we gotta hit up my boy Zenulus.
Oh
Yo,
my
we gotta-
god, I'm gonna kill
okay, so
myself.
Zinulus down here. All right, let's look. My man Zinulus, 1-1 with Doctor. Literally his only even record. Let's see. My man lost to Vector, the Pyro.
All right, look, okay, back to this. Zan is Datshine. Phage Breaker's Datshine. Oni is Tofu. Or not Tofu. IJ. Oni is IJ.
You're the decider.
Oh. I'm gonna go Datshine here. I think I agree with the reason given. I value the win on Ketson a lot.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Because what's IJ's highest win? KC.
Yeah.
Casey, yeah.
Yeah, and Carlo has
2
and he's even with KC. So it would just how heavy is Kesson though?
Well,
'Cause
he's
that's-
Apparently heavy enough to be number 5 here.
Yeah.
Man,
And he's also where the big skill break happens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
like it goes Ketson, Power Gap, Cairo.
I can see that. Yeah. See now I don't really care for weighing people. That's when like I don't put like values on. Hey, this person beat this person, so this means so much more for this person. But if this person beat this person, it don't mean that much.
I mean, that's what a power rankings is.
Mm.
Okay, now wait. So we've got Datshine established at 10. So now let's look at IJ and G50.
Should we not do... Are we doing that, or...
I think you should compare Datshine to Tofu.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, actually that first.
Well, I don't know. Let's see. Tofu, win on Pip. Datshine, not.
I mean, even if it's short, it doesn't matter. You still
Tofu
need to
has
do it.
wins on Pip, Maki,
yeah,
Pyro,
Yeah.
and Ludo.
I
Datshine's best win is Tofu has a winning record over KC as well as wins on Ludo, Cairo, Maki, and Pip. Datshine has a win on Ketson and a tied record with KC, while Tofu has a winning. So I think Tofu's higher than Datshine. Tofu
There you
has
go.
weird losses, but Tofu can beat the top group, and Datshine has proven that he can do it once. Tofu's done it 4 times.
Okay.
Well, okay. Well, yeah.
Okay, cool. So you have your 10 confirmed. You have IJ as super close to Datshine, so at least HM. You just need to compare like however many people you think are left to IJ, and if they're at least like if you feel they're close enough, they can be counted as an HM. We're definitely not doing more. We're not gonna have more than 5, but theoretically it can be anywhere from 1 to 5. But make sure they're all close to IJ if that's what.
Okay, I think it really goes. So let's start with IJ versus Biddy. I guess is where we start because he's next in the line.
Yeah.
Well, G50 lost to the man, the myth, the legend, Zinulus.
G50 has a lot of. I mean, okay, of course, this just comes from IJ not going.
I was gonna say, this is gonna be
or not
another...
being able to.
I was gonna say, this is gonna be another annoying talk about how IJ can't go to shit.
Yeah, how IJ can't go to anything, so IJ seems more consistent just because he doesn't get to play as many people. G50 has losses to Cyframe, Sapphiro, Zantoma, Zenulus, HGHX.
Well, and see, the thing is, the reason that I would favor IJ more here is because IJ has played players in like that realm of like Cyframe to that
shit,
area.
not
Like
this
he's
season.
I don't know where would we rate Cyframe?
Well, Cyframe is underneath. Cypher. Okay, hold on.
Like in
Cyframe.
Skillkeeper, Cyframe's like the least out of all the bottom.
That's because
Vector is in the lower end of IJ's play group, while G50's has Vector in the top half. So IJ hasn't played too many low people. Like Rye, Schmick is Peter, and even then, like Schmick out of town, and I don't know.
Like, I think
I mean,
I would put Cyframe over Rye, then
Yeah.
below Mate. But at the same time, I would also put Mate above Vector and around Min.
so like honestly, like you can like I think Vector and below is kind of irrelevant here. So like for IJ, from Peter to Vector, that doesn't really matter, and from Datshine, like Vault to like Bomi doesn't really matter. So that kind of puts it a bit closer to make comparison points. So like you can't really make the argument that like no, I'm sorry, I looked at Datshine. I need to look at G50s. From H to like Oni, it doesn't really matter. So he still has like more sets played, but it's a bit easier to compare when you kind of take away the fluff.
Yeah, and you look at like, this is another interesting one. Fuck my life.
Can you guys see like what I have highlighted right now?
I would say that G50's, again, with that, like how we were saying with that shine, G50, I think peak wins are better than IJ, because IJ's peak wins are what? Tied record with KC and win over Tofu, and G50's are win over Ludo and tied record with Tofu.
Yes.
So a worse tied record, but a better win. Which, I mean, worse is by 1 spot, so I wouldn't even really call it worse, just that it's, you know.
Worse?
Whatever. I mean, essentially.
And then I look, and the records against Vector are essentially the same. IJ is dominating them, while G50's 1-1 with them. Xantoma, IJ did not play Xan, didn't play Zenulus, didn't play Pedro. God damn it, IJ.
So did IJ actually dodge playing 3 clouds?
Yeah, IJ. How we did
He lost to every cloud he played.
Because it would have been Pedro's cloud, Zenus's cloud, and my cloud.
Yo, see IJ against my cloud.
Your cloud is trash.
My cloud has wins on KC and Tofu.
We actually need to get through this.
IJ Jedi.
Because I'm trying to pick Pip up in an hour. Hold up. We need to
Tell Pip he's a bitch and he doesn't matter.
He does matter though. I'm trying
Wait,
to
are you actually picking Pip up in about an hour?
Yes, we're
Why?
going to Zans.
Oh, you're going to Zan's?
I mean, yeah?
Today?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm on my way.
Okay, fair.
No,
Yeah.
deadass, can I come
Yeah.
over?
Can you bring a second setup? I don't need a monitor.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
don't
I
need
could
a
use a
monitor?
monitor, but
Yo,
I don't really have
play
a
me on
monitor to
Wi-Fi.
Okay, hold up. Practice is not the subject right now.
yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah. G50 IJ, close or no?
I'd give it to
It is pretty close.
Because yeah, I would say like the wins are basically the same, and it's just another result of like, oh, G50 has a decent bit of losses outside of PR people because he's lost to Datshine, Mem, HCHX, and Santomas, and Pyro, blah blah.
But then IJ hasn't been around to
and
get those losses.
Wait, but Dashine's PR.
Exactly.
That's
No,
all
that's a
PR honorable mention level. I would put Vector and like Mim. I would say he's around honorable mention level.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
his losses.
Well, hold on. We need to confirm G50 first.
I think G50 for HM makes sense. He's like around this.
Yeah,
he's around the same level as
Right.
IJ for sure.
Roll
I mean,
call.
if you want to consider the fact that he was also he was PR. I mean, obviously, previously being on PR is not really a factor, but just considering that we know that he is on that level and his results are still somewhat like close to it. It's just not as much. Like he has the good wins. Just what separates him from the previous season is he doesn't have like 3-0s over people. He just has 1-0s.
I mean, what also separates him from the previous season is the multiple like new PR rankings that we have.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah, like
too.
Maki and Doctor sliding in.
Maki, Doctor, and Cairo came back, so that's 3 people that have already been shoved in.
Was Ketson PR last season?
Ketson also.
I think we have a good idea of where Ketson is.
But yeah, so all right, so we're all in agreement, or you guys are all in agreement. G50 is at least PR or HM level.
Yeah.
Over IJ.
Yeah, but
or-
I don't think he beats Datshine though.
You guys aren't. No. We're not comparing him to Datshine. We're comparing him to
Okay.
IJ.
And well, I mean, we know we will. I would say IJ and G50 are both HM. And
Okay. All right. Oni,
Yeah,
Zan.
no specific order.
Yeah, I would call him HM.
Who, G50 or
Yeah.
him?
For G50.
Yeah. HM easy.
All right. So G50 confirmed HM. All right. Now we're gonna look at Mim.
Yeah.
Mim and
let's pull
IJ?
up.
Is Mim at least as close, or is Mim at least close to IJ? Not G50, but
Well, he
IJ.
has a win on Kid Carlton.
He has a win on
yeah,
KC.
he has a
3-4
he has a win on Kid Carlton and multiple
Casey
wins
got
on
a
Tofu.
fuck ton of
Yeah,
losses.
he's
Huh?
got 3.
Holy shit, Casey has a fuck ton of losses. Casey
Mim
also
does or
went to a ton
KC does?
Casey
Mim
also
has a
went to a
12
ton of shit though.
I mean, isn't that the whole reason that we moved Casey down?
I don't know. I wasn't here for
Oh,
that.
right.
Yes.
That was basically the whole reason we moved Casey
Wait,
down.
really? We were really. So like the wins over Copter and like Winks weren't big enough to put me over him. It had to be the losses he had.
I mean, I was arguing that the out-of-town wins counted for a lot, but
Okay, Ludo,
that was,
shut
yeah,
up.
I was gonna say this is off topic.
Now. We
No,
can
you're
talk
right,
about
you're
this
right.
later.
Yeah, whatever.
You're coming over to my
All
fucking
right.
house. We'll talk about it here.
Yeah. All right, Mim IJ.
Then
Yeah.
Jay.
Well, Mim has the same good wins of KC and Tofu. Even though he has losing records to both, he still has wins. In fact, he has more wins over Tofu than IJ has, but it's in a 3-4 format rather than a 1-0.
Yeah.
Mem sample size is a lot bigger.
Yeah,
Like,
Mim.
maybe
in
the biggest?
fact, I think Mims might be the biggest on the top row. It is. No, wait. Well, if we were counting out of town
No,
wins, then Pip's
We're
bigger.
not.
So yeah, Mims is the biggest on the top row.
So in
And
other
that's
words,
just different people.
we basically have to give him HM so he keeps giving us money.
Okay, y'all are fucked up.
But he said he
Okay.
wasn't gonna come back if he wasn't
Four
HM.
losses to
No.
Vector, though.
At least I don't think so. Who knows?
Yeah,
Except
he,
four
has
losses to Vector.
he does not have a good record against Vector.
Yeah.
He's 3-2 on Sufiro, though.
Do we think that he's actually good enough to lump him into honorable mentions?
I do for sure, yes.
2 wins on Jeddah?
Wow, big deal.
I mean,
Wait, what did he showed up twice?
that's what I'm surprised about. I'm like,
I feel like
Jeddah's
I think
actually...
Jeddah might have got double eliminated.
That's actually a good point. That probably is what it was, huh?
No, it was a tournament where he played Mim in normal bracket and amateur bracket.
Oh, right.
there
Jeddah
we
in
go.
amateur bracket.
Whacked out, dude. Holy shit. Okay, but yeah, I mean, Mim's lowest loss is like Zenulus.
Cyframe, because I would say like Wolfe is technically based off attendance, but
Oh, he did lose to Cypher. Holy shit.
That's a 1-1.
yeah, Cyframe is his lowest loss. I think that was an amateur bracket too. Well, I mean, still it's the thing, but like
To be fair, that's also G50's lowest loss.
Yeah,
yeah.
that is indeed G50's only loss. G50 didn't beat him once either. Mem played Cyframe like 3 times that day, or twice that day, because it's 1-1 duh. But how unfortunate. But yeah, and then top half, Mim's top half spread sucks.
But I mean, in
So
comparison
all the
to
other
literally
agents.
anybody else,
I mean, it's still Kid Carlton Tofu, just like IJ. To be fair.
yeah.
Discussion.
I would say give it to Mim just because
Yeah,
comparing
I
it.
think Mim's HM. Like I thought that was the general
Yeah, it's
consensus.
lumped in enough.
So it'll be IJ and G50 and Mim for
IJ,
HM.
IJ, G50, and Mim are all HM.
oh,
You
3
guys, yeah. You guys can look at the rest that are down here, but
I just glanced
Yeah,
over
I
them.
looked at the rest.
Oh.
That's what
I looked at the rest of them. They don't have anything. Like basically, they all rather have. It's like HHX a win on KC, Zenulus the Doctor win, and then
Nothing.
G50. Zan had KC, Sufiro. No,
they're all
G50.
essentially no high wins or only one high
Yeah.
win.
Yeah, or only
That's not how
one.
it
Mem at
works.
least has 2, and then one of the ones he has 2 over, he has technically 3 over one of the people.
Yeah, I think we're done here. Actually, I think that's everything we need.
Mhm.
That was only an
Are
hour
you
and
guys,
53
you guys all
minutes.
cool with that? That's actually the shortest one we've ever done.
Yeah, actually though.
I'm super
That
proud of
other
you guys.
one was like damn near midnight.
Yeah. So no, that was super good. Okay. So we got this done. Somebody send the list to Vector, and then all right, which of you fun guys wants to do the write up?
Not it.
I'll probably do it.
Actually,
Yeah.
yo, Alaric, message me when
Yeah.
you're doing it, and I will be an assistant writer because I don't want you to make it boring.
All right,
Do you
that
want to
sounds
just
fun.
do it tonight?
No.
No,
Well,
we're playing video games.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So just get this shit done. You can. So we want to have the write up before the graphic. I don't know how long it's gonna take Vector to do the graphic because I'm not part of that, so I have no idea how much he's even done. But
He probably hasn't.
I was going to
touched it
say,
yet.
did we ever decide on the graphic?
I don't know. I told him to make a group chat with like you guys, and he added somebody else. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
I'm
anyway,
gonna DM him because he
you
added
guys-
like 3 people to the chat.
That's fine. But you guys should definitely have. Well, just have them get the group together. Don't actually have them know who's out until the write-up's actually done, and try to have the write-up done by like next Monday at the latest, or this coming Monday at the latest.
I'll probably do it tonight or something.
Vector said he wanted to have the PR, the graphic done by Friday.
He wants to have the graphic done on Friday.
Yeah,
Alright,
so
then you guys should try to put the write-it out by Thursday. Then, if he's gonna get the graphic out by Friday,
I kind of like releasing them both at the same time.
that's fine too. Actually,
Like, I
that's
think
fine.
that's much classier. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's usually because the graphic takes longer. We would normally want to put this up beforehand. But if they're gonna be, if it's that soon, there's no reason to not do it at the same time. So that's fine. All right, cool. Then I guess we're good unless anybody has any like final comments.
Does this mean I'm unbanned? Question mark? Question mark?
I have no control over that, so I have no idea.
Wait, you're banned?
But I
didn't
did.
even know you
I
were-
did.
Yeah, you were banned. What?
He was fucking shadow banned from the FB group.
wait,
I don't-
who was
like I said,
shadow
I-
banned?
Oni. Like I said, I don't have any control over that. But I still wanted to get you in here because I know a lot, like a good portion of the community still like, trusts and values your judgment regardless of how some people
Let's
feel about it.
see. How do I
And I
unban
think
this
you're good
boy?
with this kind of stuff.
Don't
Oh, wait,
unban me.
talk to Pablo
Um,
about that.
I can do it.
Yeah,
We're gonna fist-
they're gonna fist fight the next time they see each other. So I don't think I
I
don't
don't
think
care about
talking
that.
to him's
No,
gonna do much.
because Pablo's the one who did it, is why I'm saying that.
Oh,
No, there was a consensus outside of just Pablo from like whatever group.
I was
it
about to say, I'm a higher rank than Pablo in the group now.
I mean, wait, hold on. Aren't I a moderator on the Facebook
You,
group?
me, and Herbie are the admins.
Dude, what the fuck? When did that happen?
Right? Yeah, you, me, and fucking Vector are the top dogs on the Facebook group.
All right.
So we could just
Alright, yeah.
unban Oni.
All right, Oni, as long as you don't cause any more fucking trouble. Okay, actually, I got a really good way to word this. Oni, whenever you want to say something in general about the group or like whatever, and it's negative, try to find a way to word it to where you're not pissing people off and you make constructive arguments. That's
Yeah.
it. Dude,
I know,
send me your proofs before you post it. Tips that you need, so you won't get yelled at, and we'll have a constructive argument, so it doesn't just end up everybody yelling at each other and we actually get shit done. Does that
Yeah,
sound
that's
good?
what Carlo and Pip told me.
All right, does that sound good?
Yeah, that's fine.
How do we actually
Alright.
unban him, though?
I don't know. I'm gonna look at this.
I mean, y'all go
Your
through.
place.
It don't matter. I just, I kind of wanted to see what the graphic looked like. Y'all can just send it to me afterwards. I left the group because I didn't want to give an idea and it be shittily executed
All right,
again.
that's fine. Well then, we'll just figure this shit out at a later date then. But okay, write up done on Friday in time with the graphic. Get that done. Thank you guys for your help. It is very helpful. Unless anything changes or any of you are like not here next time, this will probably be the same exact group since.
Oh hell no, I'm not gonna be here, dude.
Yeah, then we'll replace individual members. But from what it sounds like, you guys are all good, talkative, except for Mage Breaker. But he's a kid. Maybe he'll get better about it.
I think he chimed in
No,
when it was
wait.
needed.
Yeah,
Okay.
he chimed in when his opinion was needed to be shared, but
Yeah, I think he did fine.
Fine. Cool. I think you guys cucked me under Cairo, but it was a very difficult decision. I think it's fine.
yeah, well,
That's
you deserved it.
Okay, Oni.
No, Cairo's a good kid. He did well.
Oni, your block has been removed, friend.
Oh dear. I'll give it a day. We can
Alright,
give her
guys.
numbers. We're supposed to wait a couple days.
All right, guys.
Alright.
I'm heading out.
I'll
like I
see-
said,
yeah,
somebody send
I'll
this
see you
list
later,
to
Ludo.
Adam.
I already did.
All right, Zan, I'm
I
gonna take
told
a
you.
shower and
I
just
told
roll
you
over.
you was set.
What was that, Ludo?
I'm gonna take a shower and then just roll over. Is that cool?
If you need a shower, sure. Because,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
gonna lie, I didn't expect to have today off work. And then one of my coworkers was like, hey, can I pick up your 3-hour shift? And I was like, that's a fucking retarded question.
Yeah, obviously.
And, yeah. So I'm
Okay.
filthy as fuck, and I'm not going to shower because it's my house.
Oh,
Understandable.
Zan, that's
Alright.
nasty. But I'm gonna go get.
I was gonna say,
Pip.
let's be real. I generally don't smell much anyway.
All right, send me your address
First of
again
all,
because I don't remember
you
it.
guys are meeting up to play Smash Bros. I think it was expected, you know.
Yeah.
You're right.
I mean-
Actually,
The only time I don't shower is when I go to the venue.
I actually hate all of
Because